So we're back to finish this. It's how long? It's been like what? 3 hours? We left at 6 something, I think.
That would make 4 hours.
4 hours. We're probably not even gonna spend a whole hour finishing this off.
Yeah, which is relieving.
I'm just.
You had plenty of time for your throat to recoverize.
Yeah, and I'm just like, man, that whole thing where I didn't want to keep recording these because it's like the recording conditions are like impossible. But no, this is the only thing anybody cares about, I guess, because it took over my entire channel because somehow, I don't know. Anyway, Smackdown from Uptown. What is the context?
She's like, you ready to fight?
Right.
And you go,
You're gonna hesitate.
Actually, this is starting to sound a little much for you. You aren't sure you can quite match her, enthusiasm for the craft.
Who do you think you are, I don't think my throat wants me to do the voice again.
Huh.
It's like, hey, what the fuck do you think you're doing?
That's terrible. Do you need some water? Tell your throat, hey, bitch, I'm boss around here. Also, I didn't know trolls could tan, but there's a black troll down there.
Don't you remember the route with Connell? And there was like...
Oh yeah, grown-ups are dark colored, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's right. I should have remembered, but I did not.
I mean, for all I know, they could also just be a tan troll, but I don't know. I just assumed they were the adult. Who do you think you are, sister? You, who has the globes to step to me. You come into my...
Yeah?
It's like I try to get into the voice.
Yeah?
And as soon as I do, spikes just spawn at the base of, like, right in here. In my throat.
It's pretty weird, bro. Can you make a grrr noise?
A grr noise?
Yeah, can you growl? No, you cannot. Well.
You come into my dressing room with those flimsy, stringy, insultingly puny arms of yours. Look me in my eyes and challenge me to a match. Beg for the chance to spar with me. And then cluck out like the pathetic alien whelp you are. Get out of my sight.
Head bowed low, you retreat to the safety, comfort, and friendless expanse that is the audience. You can't even bear to look at Nikki when she goes out and performs. You're so saddened by the loss of a potential chum. Well, that and it's kind of grisly watching her pull low-blood challengers from the audience and smash their faces into spikes.
Ow.
I didn't expect the extreme close-up.
That poor Goldblood.
That's gold.
Yeah. Gold blood just means they have yellow blood.
This dull green color is gold.
To be fair, gold isn't exactly a very sparkly color. The
That
metal
depends.
is just... Oh, yeah. But anyway, just fucking... Yes, that is what gold blood looks like on Alternia.
Huh. I assumed it was olive or something.
But no, olive is like one of the green ones.
Yes, like that green color right there.
That's not green.
It ain't yellow.
That's gold blood.
I mean, it might be, but they're...
Comment below what this fucking blood color is. Maybe they're a lime blood. Maybe they're a frickin' bleh.
Limes are much greener than that. This is a very yellow green. but green nonetheless.
It's just a darkish yellow.
Well.
A slightly dark yellow.
Well. That's a matter of insulting opinions in which we argue dramatically about our difference of them. Except we don't. I don't know. We both reached for the baton.
The what?
The baton! Duh. Wow.
So much stuff happened, man.
Yeah. You gonna hesitate from the vibrator chick?
Where is...
I think it's on hesitate.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna hesitate. Again, hesitation for the win. I just realized this thing has like little fists on it. That's kind of adorable.
Yeah.
This spike...
You gotta fist bump it while you're fighting it.
This spike thing of death that just kind of swings around and it slaps you slightly.
With its balled up fists.
It's probably supposed to look like it's punching you, but it just kind of slaps you a little bit.
Yeah.
It's the gentlest part of this area. God, I felt so great after we finished Your Good Route.
Yeah.
But just... God.
Yeah.
Where... I clicked the thing, it's not...
You begin to offer your hand, but under her steely gaze your resolve wavers. This all seems like a lot. Too much even. You don't know if you're made of stuff tough enough for the training she seems to be offering. You would like to prove yourself, to become strong. You really would. But does she perhaps just maybe have any courses a little easier on soft, squishy creatures like yourself? The expression on her face grows terrifyingly blank. She's not scowling or snarling or sickened or any other S word. She's just looking at you with the vaguest hint of disappointment dripping from her otherwise neutral expression.
Aww. I see. You're like all the rest, aren't you? I wish we hadn't have stopped, because my voice probably would have heard a lot worse, but, I don't know. It wasn't throwing spikes at me whenever I tried to voice before, so...
Yeah.
Unworthy to receive my gifts. Unwilling to reach your full potential. A pathetic, simpering thing playing at dreams of muscular greatness it can never achieve because it doesn't have the will for it. You're an insult to my art. You spit on my passion. Get the fuck out of my face and do not, ever, dare to return.
Shrinking under her steely gaze, you quickly flee her hive. Is this it for you? Is the screen going to fade to black, replaced by a goofy cartoonish in card and some somber game over music composed by artistic genius James Roach? No, you refuse.
That startled me.
You're not yet ready to call this friendship kaput. You'll show her and her draconian methods up. Damn it. It's time to get ripped! You're going to do it your own way and then return, and she'll be so utterly impressed by your muscular growth that she will have no choice but to admit that you are friend material. Sadly, you do not have any other blue bloods characterized by an absurd love of muscles and bodybuilding. They're basically all total nerds, actually, but you can perhaps think of someone from a nearby hue who can help you.
What about, the pink one. The super pink one. She's a teal blood. Still, I always mess her name up. Still. I think I'm thinking of the ship name.
Good, because I don't...
Stelsa. Cessna? The fucking... The one, Tisius's mate spirit, she's like a workaholic.
I guess. She had little dumbbell thingies.
Yeah. Haha, I called it.
Her door swings open with a gusto, and you are greeted by a familiar, smiling face. That is a smile.
Was everything this shiny before?
I don't think so. But I think it's just, I don't know. The lighting is different in here.
Anyway.
Don't ask me, bro.
Oh, what an unexpected surprise. You really should have called, or texted, or did literally anything else to alert me to the fact that you wanted to visit me on such short notice when my schedule is so terribly packed. But that's alright, I can squeeze in a meeting, I'm sure. Do come in. Hey, it's you! I like seeing you around. This is like, we can actually see you guys interact for once and stuff.
You step past the threshold of the door and into her office slash living room. Tizzy is sprawled out across the couch, lazily holding a book up to her face. It looks like she's studying, which is a relief to you because you would have felt terrible if you had interrupted some intimate time between them. Unless studying is intimate for them, you kind of hope studying isn't intimate for anyone. The prospect terrifies.
What do you mean? Why would that be terrifying? It's just reading books and shit.
I'm reminded of, like, some Twilight slash Sunset comic dubs I've seen on YouTube.
I'll be perfectly honest, when you said Twilight, I'm like, what does vampires have to do with this?
Everything. They are vampires.
Anyway. Would you like to join me and ZZ for some grub loaf? It's no imposition, I promise. I swear, I always want to read her like she's talking really fast, but then I catch up to myself too quickly.
You absolutely would. You didn't know Stelsa was a cook on top of everything else she does.
Man, is this Bad Rock gonna go like really long? How much stuff are we gonna get out of this?
Not a lot, I bet.
Oh no, I could never. No, I could never. There simply isn't enough time. I'm just ordering from Door Smash. Door Smash. I don't know. It's excellent stuff, really. Really it is. ZZ has some very colorful words for the taste. It's pretty bitchin'. Yes, it is certainly that. Pencil our good friend here in for a dinner date, can you, darling? They're literally right here already. We don't need to do that.
Stelsa pauses and blinks as if processing a foreign concept.
Right. Sometimes Stels forgets that you don't have to put everything on a schedule. Which is fair. School feeding changes a troll. School feeding. Was that what they called their elementary school lawyer school thing? Oh, fucking.
Stelsa pulls up a chair and gestures for you to sit down in front of her desk.
All that said, while we wait for the meal to arrive, let's get down to brass tacks?
Yeah.
Brass tacks.
Yeah.
Okay. What brings you to my lovely abode tonight? Maybe they just want to see you. People don't always need a reason beyond that.
You actually do have a reason, though.
Shit.
You explained to Stelsa that you have a friend, more accurately, a friend-to-be, or perhaps acquaintance, or a person of chum-adjacent quality, who you would like to impress through the pursuit of personal fitness. You recall that Stelsa was jogging when you met her, so maybe she could help you put together a fitness routine so you could do some workouts together. Her expression lights up and she clasps her hands together.
Oh goodness, I would absolutely love that.
Does it turn out she is an even bigger fitness crazy person than the other one?
Somehow I would not be surprised, and I'm honestly surprised more by the fact that I would not be surprised. Anyway, my poor ZZ is usually far too tired and far too busy. Sometimes I don't know Sometimes I don't know how I manage it. I'm not getting caught up with myself. I'm just getting tongue-tied. Sometimes I don't know how I manage it myself. So I'd absolutely love a partner to keep train steady at running on time. Assuming, of course, you won't be late yourself and can keep up with my pace. Fair warning, it's blistering. Isn't it, though? Thanks, sweetums.
You confidently assert that if nothing else, you can keep pace with her. Your legs have seen a lot of use. Walking, running, fleeting, prostrating yourself before clowns. You know, the usual.
What? Oh. What's that last one?
Like, bowing to clowns.
Oh.
Just like getting down on your hands and knees and...
Okay. I need that. Shut up. Excellent. Well, set up some meetings and then I'll add you to my schedule. My people will call your people, etc., etc. Thank you for visiting. It's been ever so lovely. See you. Toodaloo. Do I have people? Is Tagger in my people?
Maybe. She's halfway through shoving you out the door when you remind her that she invited you in for a grub loaf. She hastily and apologetically pulls you back inside. Tizzy is snickering in the background.
Don't know what I'd do if I didn't have... Bleh. If I didn't have Stells. I read that as teals for half a second. I was like, what? Someone has to be the energetic one in this quadrant.
The contrast is certainly a stark one. Has Tithias considered quaffing energy drinks here or there? Perhaps they could help her keep her pep up.
1, I'd probably literally die. 2, you don't want to see me on energy drinks. Nobody does.
Fair. You spend a while longer chatting with Tithias before the delivery arrives and the three of you have dinner together.
Man, how come reality hasn't collapsed on itself yet or whatever?
Yeah. Because you destroyed their relationship somehow.
Or maybe it's because MC doesn't realize this is a bad route yet?
Maybe. The grub loaf is exactly as bitchin' as advertised. A wonderful meal with wonderful friends. The perfect precursor to the fitness montage yet to come. You visit Stelsa multiple days a week, fitting yourself into her incredibly convoluted and packed schedule. The feat doesn't actually prove very hard. You basically only exist to spend time with friends. Her equipment is delightfully free of torture devices. Besides her step machine, she also owns quite a bit of smaller exercise paraphernalia. Aerobics, doodads and thingamajigs, yoga mats, jogging outfits. Even one of those huge bouncy exercise balls, which she bans you from using after you accidentally send it careening into a carefully organized stack of books. Stelza carries herself forward with a peppy, always-on sense of gusto that can be difficult to keep up with, but her bright smile and encouraging attitude do wonders to keep you invested, to convince you that you really can acquire the swolehood you've dreamed of. By the end of the Perigee.
Oh, it is Perigee.
Perigee?
Huh.
Oh. You are, well, you wouldn't exactly call yourself ripped, but your muscles are definitely toned in a way they previously were not.
Wow, this is...
Well, are we gonna go back to fight the other chick and get our ass beat? Is that what the bad ending is?
We're progressing, and that's...
Yeah.
Huh.
You feel hale and healthy, more energetic than ever, and with a bit of extra pep in your step. Apparently regular exercise makes you feel good? Wild.
But it's raining. Are we getting rained on? I keep thinking, okay, so the thing is, MC forgets that rain is dangerous, and they go exercise in the rain, and MC just freaking dies.
You met her in the rain.
I know, but we were, like, huddled under a thing.
She was jogging through it.
Yeah. The acid rain doesn't seem to affect the trolls that much.
Oh yeah. I guess that would make sense. As you look at yourself in the reflection of an acid puddle, you flex and watch your muscles bulge. Fuck yeah, it's time.
So MC is in the... Did MC just become immune to the rain?
Yeah.
Do they have some kind of industrial strength raincoat?
Maybe. At least, you hope it's time. You climb into your scuttle buggy and prepare to set the autopilot to Nikki's place, but something stills your hand. Some strange sensation that has been slowly, surely settling in your stomach. A sense of unease, of dread.
Is MC realizing that this isn't canon, or...?
Oh. Your days of foolish ignorance are long past, and in their place a burgeoning understanding of the universe in which you exist, and the harsh laws by which it rules its inhabitants.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
You are beginning to fear, made the wrong choice, with all the consequences such as lapse in judgment entails. Will you ever truly befriend Nikki, or are you cursed to live, for who knows how long, in a world without her sweet smile to cure your insatiable addiction?
What? Does this mean that this bad ending might not end in a paradox, and this version of MC just goes on to do other stuff?
I doubt it.
That would hurt my brain so much. God.
Mayhap you need not wonder. Mayhap the time has come to look inside yourself, and know. You are going to give your chakras one real motherfucker of a blitzing, It's going to take mood music of the highest caliber.
Ooh.
Having picked up some meditative tips from Boulder, you navigate your Scuttlebuggy's radio dial to an achromatic buzz station, which is currently playing some soothing ocean sounds.
It's pronounced achromatic?
I don't know.
Oh, I always thought it was achromatic or something.
Might be. That would make more sense. The gentle lap of water meeting the shore, the rhythmic beat of the tide, as steady and as sweet as a mother's
getting dark.
Heartbeat. It's interspersed with the distant honks and weird animal chittering, of course, because this is still fucking Alternia. You lean back into your seat, reclining in it as far as it can go, and sink into your cushiony softness. Something sharp is poking your rib, but you try to ignore it.
This is kind of scaring me, honestly.
Are we getting mugged? You close your eyes and allow the white noise to flood your senses, blocking everything else out. Oh yeah, you're really vibing this shit right now. Chakra status blitzed to high hell. You imagine causality as a river. Every choice a branch. Tributaries upon tributaries, winding ever downward, pooling in lakes of inevitability. The pit in your stomach gnaws. It all ends here. Stagnant, bitter water reeking of death. The ocean ever out of reach, your soul ever yearning for the single solitary estuary among all the ceaseless spillways.
I am very confused and creeped out.
An estuary is where an ocean meets a river.
This is title screen music.
Ain't it? You take a deep breath. Water laps at your sides and tickles your ears. You are adrift. You feel the gentle bob as you float down the river. Hear the rush like a ticking clock. Gravity as time pulling you ever forward. Which river is this? To what end does it deliver you? Your breathing slows, then shudders. You feel the rapids approach. The river blur. Then shift. Your heart rewinds, misses a beat. Surge of emotion. Water streaking down the curve of your cheek. Your lungs ache.
What?
Wait, hold on.
Shift your heart realize misses a beat. So he goes backwards?
I guess. I'm halfway wondering if he didn't just doze off in his car and then somehow drive into an actual ocean. Or something.
I am very concerned.jpg right now.
Cool. Which lungs? Which river? Which you?
What?
You try to focus, but the water beats at your brows, lashes your arms and legs. Too tired to swim. You try for another deep breath, but nothing comes. With a tumultuous gasp, you sink beneath the surface, to the churning darkness below. Here, amidst the battering onslaught, the images come. Whirls of emotion, of sound, of thought. Memories best forgotten or never known. Lakes meant to remain uncharted.
What?
The crack of thunder, rain and tearfall, a single drop of olive. The record skips. Peace through rage, the whirl of the carousel. Horses whinny as the calliope sings. The circle takes you.
What is a calliope?
I don't know.
Because that's the name of a character and... What is happening?
We're observing multiple timelines. Searching eyes implore you. The puppet strings stretch toward the moon. The flesh of the blade... The flash of a blade, the spray of blood. Her strings are cut. The crackle of energy, the world gone grayscale. Eyes deeper than the deepest pit. A shuddering final breath. Hold on. Is this one of the other ones? I don't...
Yeah, I'm trying to remember which one it is. God, there's been so many.
Yeah.
Fog.
Let's see. I'm gonna guess that's like when you're hanging out with the trash trolls. Because there's energy and deep pit eyeballs. I don't know.
Where do you see eyeballs?
His eyes deeper than the deepest pit.
Oh. Gotcha. That makes sense.
You are lost. Lungs burning, water clogging every inch.
But that doesn't make sense, because those were all when one of the characters died.
Yeah. Water clogging every inch. You furrow your brow. Think. Find your river. What is this multiple things?
Yeah.
Coughing, wheezing, a final rattling gasp. Panic seizes you. A resounding crack. The stamp of hooves. The ricochet of gunfire. The death of one. Of thousands. A low, sinister honk. Footfalls. Loud and deep. The swing of a club. Blood on the pavement. Dark and acrid smoke. Indistinct voices.
What?
Smuggler?
What?
The name up here. Like a...
The friggin' in Connell's route, that was the adult troll.
Ah. Interesting. Dark, acrid smoke, indistinct voices and crackling intercom. A lurch beneath you, feet thrown out, neon energy crackling green. Choking, desperate, lungs aflame. You focus your will. Where are you? Which are you? Find your river. Piercing eyes, a stern, uncompromising gaze. The singe of acid, crushing spikes, a body worn to nothing, all for her approval. The puff of exertion, gray muscles flex and spirits lighten, a gulp of water, the shine of a smile. Interesting. A looping tape, mirrors in mirrors, the mind like time, infinite. Well, you found yourself. Found your river.
What is going on?
I don't know. It's kind of neat. The tributary splits and you finally drift down your chosen route. Freshwater visions as you float toward the surface. A carefree decision, scuttling legs in the thrum of an engine, cityscapes passing by. You shrug and start the vehicle, punching in Nikki's address and leaning back into your seat as the familiar sensation of the autopilot takes hold and the buggy begins to scuttle. Which of us should read first?
How dare you insult me by showing your face again?
Stern anger, a fist tightly clenched, shaking, barely restrained, hope crushed under a rigid foot. At times like these, you envy the purple bloods. Well, you envy them quite often, actually. They've got amazing strength, unbelievably beautiful rap gods, and honestly, Fago's starting to grow on you. But right now, you just wish you were a contortionist. These vents are way too tight.
What?
She stuffed you into a vent.
Or maybe you crawled into a vent because you're going to sneak in.
Maybe.
Because she wouldn't fight you or whatever.
Maybe. A plan poorly conceived. Look how strong you are. You can lift these weights with ease. You could lift something bigger. You would be happy to demonstrate if she would stop advancing on you with intent to full Nelson your sorry ass. Desperation, madness, friendship at all costs. Wow. How'd we manage that?
I don't know. Ah! My other leg!
Navy blood pooling on the concrete. Troll and plan, both collapsing. Cold hatred in her eyes. You're just
One second, I wanted... Okay, I just wanted to see what would happen if I pressed the...
You're just thankful you managed to snatch your water bottle out of the scuttle buggy before she tore it in half. The importance of hydration is never more evident than when you spend hours fleeing in terror. How is she even doing this with only one working leg? Tense footfalls on pavement, muscles strained to exhaustion, the sun rising over a desperate chase. Swallowing your fear, you leap across the tracks moments before the train comes screeching past you. Just behind you, you hear a grunt and then a scream, louder and more agonizing than you've heard before. Is this it? After days, is your odyssey at an end? Escape, sweet bliss, soon to shatter, blood and bone turn to steel.
She freaking died?
Maybe.
So the top one is Malik.
Yeah. I don't remember the voices, so, I can't disable her cybernetics. They equal too entwined with her biology.
That's Paul, but just give me a sec. Get back! She's about to strike! Damn it!
Fruitless assistance. Your clothing, your soul stained with blood. No more. No more.
This is like a whole branching timeline thing here.
Yeah.
Because I honestly sat and wondered what would actually happen if you could continue on one of the failed ends, and
Yeah.
not liking the answer so far.
Yeah, this is weird, because it's like... Because we're watching it from outside.
Yeah. Also, is she still chasing you and fighting you? Cause
Yes.
even though she's like dead or something?
I think she just fucking went through the train. Or something. I don't fucking...
Either that or the fucking leg just took over her whole body or something?
Something. Your palmist died ages ago, but you've been etching lines into the back to keep track of time. You're nearing the 1-year anniversary of, well, you're not sure what to call it. The day you irrevocably ruined your life? The day you fled into the untamed wilds? You would celebrate, but you doubt you'll have time to. She can't be that far. One more step. One more desperate step. One foot after another in the endless chase. You try your best to stifle your ragged, fearful breathing, but you know it's fruitless. Nothing can hide the terrified pounding of your heart to the bionic ears, nor the heat of your blood to her infrared senses. She can find you here. Drenched in fear, in sweat, hidden, but not well enough. Ba-bump, ba-bump. Nickeborg's searching blue eye flashes in the darkness. There's no more hiding. You close your eyes.
Yeah, so she just went full, like, cyborg.
Huh. The curtains fall. One final heartbeat at the end of all things. You emerge from beneath the surface with a gasp, coughing up water, and oh, it's just you, sitting in your scuttle buddy. Gentle white noise still playing on the radio. Cool, we were on a vision quest. Good. You take a moment to catch your breath, your heart thumping against your ribcage like it wants to crawl out and beat you senseless for subjecting it to all that horse shit. Whew! Okay, enough meditation for one day. You think you're just going to reach over and kinda set the autopilot to Stealth's house instead of Nikki's. Yeah.
Okay, for a second there, I thought MC was still going to...
Yeah. You have no idea if this will avert or merely delay some horrifyingly grisly end or another, but it's better than the alternative. And besides, you really want some more of that bitchin' grub loaf.
Well, that was...
Neat. Yeah.
I feel like I'm, with, so I can't, I was gonna say positive things about seeing these two nerds again. I can't words.
Yeah. It was a wild ride, bruh.
It was horrifying.
It was neat. Sometimes it's hard to believe this is still the same game where we, like, led some random meat kid through the sewers in search of non-existent meat that we stumbled upon in the end anyways.
Yeah. But I can't believe after all that training montage, He saw as these tiny little scrawny arm things.
Of course he does. Insultingly scrawny. I can't believe she isn't more roboticized than that. Honestly.
Yeah. Also, her horn is broken.
Yeah.
Anyway. Fucking. That was. I'm a fucking. Good night. I'm going to bed. This was horrifying. I'm gonna have nightmares.
I'm not.
Well, I'll have enough nightmares for the both of us, so.
Good. Good of you to do your part.
Goodbye, everybody.
Good night, everybody.